I love being around people who are jovial, who like to laugh. And this is why you got some of these smoky sycophants in this community who try their darndest to troll me and to try to ridicule me in this community, only to reveal that it doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Is because I am a comedian at heart. And their trolling and their, name calling does not affect me at all. It does not bother me. I already told you what bothers me. I'll say it right now. I've admitted it multiple times in the past. The one thing that bothers me the most are people with short tempers. I can't stand people like that. People who just, you feel like you're walking on eggshells around all the time. I can't stand being around people like that. Those are the type of people that make me want to bust them in the mouth. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. If you're angry all the time, and people feel like they have to watch their mouths whenever they're around you because they're afraid that the tiniest thing that you say is going to set you off, then don't come around me. I don't want to be around people like that. You're just a hateful individual who just hates the world, and you hate that other people are happy. And so I don't want to be around you if you're that type of person. Okay? I can't stand people like that. If I work with an individual like that, I guarantee you, if you see me in person, you'll see that I will never, ever. I would do everything in my power to stay away from such a person. I would not eat with them. I mean, if they're in the bathroom when I happen to be rushing in there, let's say I got to go to the bathroom and I got to go really, really bad. I mean, if I wait another minute, I'm about to let loose, some defecation or something like that, or my pants are going to be soaked. If I go in that bathroom and there's only 2 urinals, and the one urinal that's being used is by the idiot who is always angry all the time, I guarantee you I'm going to be waiting. I just you know what? I'll hold it. I'm going to hold it. I'm not going to stand in that urinal next to that guy who's always angry. For God's sake, he might get mad if I fart right next to him in the urinal, which is where you're supposed to do that kind of stuff anyway. I can't be around people like that. I'm sorry. I'm ranting. All right, so real quick, I'm going to open up the room, but I got me, man. I got to get something off my chest. So anyway, real quick, I want to go to the Pope, see what the Pope of Google, a.k.a. Smokey, has recently posted about your boy. I think shortly after that previous stream. And we're going to look at some scripture, and then I'll open up the room. Let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and screen share this post from the Pope of Google. He calls himself Smokey. Now, the reason why... hold on a second. So you guys might have heard that something happened to his channel. His channel was taken down. I don't know if it's deleted or if it's kind of put in limbo or something like that. I want him to know and everybody else to know that I had nothing to do with it. So, because I'm a full, strong advocate of First Amendment. So I believe everybody should speak their piece. They should say whatever they want, but they should also expect consequences, such as what you're about to witness right now with me looking at this comment. So we got the Pope of Google, aka Smokey the Fallen Saint, just shortly after I finished my stream, or maybe the stream hadn't even finished registering up on YouTube yet, and he wrote this. I don't know, but it was around the same day, around the same time, and he feels the need to let the entire world know that me and Kevin, KBD, Kevin's Biblical Discussions, are completely philosophically incompetent. And then he shares a clip of the entire stream where he thinks that this is somehow going to ruin me in some way, shape, or form. This just goes to show the utter pettiness and futility of bozos like this guy, who thinks that because he has like a small following of people who just say yes to everything that he says because they love his eloquent speech, and because he seems to have this veneer of boldness to debate anybody who he disagrees with, that this is actually going to, in some way, shape, or form, make me upset. It's going to affect my marriage. Could you imagine if this bozo, every time he posted a comment about me in public in order to discredit me, could you imagine this having some sort of negative effect on my marriage or my marital status? Wouldn't that be terrible? Wouldn't that be pathetic? I mean, imagine me coming home. I come home from work, my 12-hour shift, and my wife is standing there in the doorway with, holding a phone, facing it towards me. It's like, what is this? What is this? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I said, uh-oh, she caught me on Tinder again, didn't she? No, just kidding. But she's standing there, hand on her hip, holding the phone with this mean look on her face, asking me, what is this? And I, what are you talking about? I just got home. And then she says, look at this. Who is this Cone Club cult guy? Are you part of the KKK? No, I'm not part of the KKK. You're trolling, right? She says, no, I don't even talk about that. I really want to talk about the statement that this Cone Club cult guy made. You guys try saying that 4 times backwards. But anyway. And I'm like, what? I grabbed the phone and I look at it and it says, if anyone missed it, here is the interaction that demonstrated that VEKL 7 and Kevin's biblical discussions are completely philosophically incompetent. And then she looks back at me and says, what do you have to say for this? What do you have to say for this, sir? And we're like, what are you talking about? This is just one guy's opinion about my intelligence here on the internet. Of course you're going to have haters. And then she says, well, you know what this means, right? You know what this means, right, VEKL? And I was just like, what do you mean? And then she just runs into the bedroom. She grabs a suitcase and she starts piling clothes inside of it. And what are you doing? So, I can't stay with you. And I'm like, what do you mean? So, this is a joke. You are disgracing this family and you are disgracing this marriage. I can't stay with you. And why? What's going on? Why? What is this a joke? And she'd be like, well, Smokey says that you're incompetent. You're philosophically incompetent. I can't stay with you. I can't stay married to someone like this. But wait a minute. What about our daughter? My daughter loves me, right? I turn to my daughter and she's over there packing up her baby suitcase. So what? You too? You too? You gonna leave me too? She said, Daddy, you stupid, Daddy. I can't stay with you. You embarrass me, Daddy. Oh, snap. So you guys are just going to leave just because of what Smokey says? So that's it. You're going to divorce me because Smokey called me and some other guy completely and philosophically incompetent? Really? It's like that? And she said, you just don't understand. Maybe Smokey is right. You are incompetent. You are philosophically incompetent. I'm out of here. Goodbye. I hope you have a nice life without me. And then she slams the door and leaves. See, that's not going to happen, folks. My familial situation, my marital situation with my wife and my daughter is not going to be in any way affected by what this bozo says about me in public.
That's not him. This is him. Now he's going to be scratching himself right under there.
Oh, no.
And then he's going to, it's just gross as hell. He takes a whiff and he's gone.
Okay, let's talk about salvation. Could you imagine me dying And then I go to the pearly gates. I'm rubbing my hands together. Yeah, man, I can't wait. I can't wait to see Adam, Eve. I can't wait to see Methuselah. I can't wait to see Job. I can't wait to see everyone, man. I got so many questions for these guys. Oh, my gosh. Kevin's going to be there, too. Oh, man, I can't wait. So everybody else is walking by me with white robes. I'm still there with my corduroy pants on. But I'm not being let through the gate. Yeah, Abel's there. Yeah. Well, maybe Cain. I don't know if Cain's going to be there, And if I saw Adam and Eve, I probably, bone rush them, for the mess that they brought into this universe. But anyway, imagine me standing outside the pearly gates. I'm rubbing my hands together. I got a humongously cheesy smile on my face because I can't wait for it to be my turn to go through those pearly gates. And we got St. Peter's there, standing there, and he's like, okay, you're good, as people walking by. And they all got white robes, but except me. I'm still wearing my corduroy pants on and a flannel shirt. I don't really dress like that. I'm just, just for entertainment value, folks, entertainment value. And then, I start to walk. There's an Armenian walking in there, too. I'm just like, wait, surely he's going in there, too? Oh, okay, all right, fine. So I start to walk after him. Well, surely if the Armenian's going in there, I'm going in there too, right? Because I'm a Calvinist. Waiting for that fist bump on the way through the door. But then St. Peter stops and puts his hand on my chest and says, we going? I'm going through the pearly gates. I'm going to heaven where the rest of my brothers and sisters in Christ are. And he's like, no. We need to talk. And I, swallowed a lump in my throat, just like, okay. What do you want to talk about? He says, have a seat. Well, where am I supposed to sit? There's no chairs out here. There's a cloud over there. You can sit on it. Are you sure it's stable? Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, have a seat, VEKL. Let's talk about this. Okay, fine. Listen, if this is about me going on Tinder last week, I already repented of that 2 times. Said, no, it's not about that. We got a lot of bozos that are just walked through the gate that did far worse than what you did. But anyway, VEKL, let's talk about this post that was put up there. Okay, was there something I shouldn't have said? He can say, no, it's a post by some guy named Smokey Saint. Are you familiar with him? Yeah. What about him? Well, he posted this thing about 22 hours ago. And it says here, he pulls out a phone that's made out of clouds and shows it to me. And then right before he reads me the post, I said, wait a minute, I just got to say something real quick. You guys got some excellent internet service up here. That is awesome. But anyway, so he pulls out his heavenly cell phone and he shows it to me, and he shows me the comment that Smokey Saint left. And he says, did you want to read this, or shall I read it for you? I said, here we go again. So I read it out loud. It says, if anyone missed it, here is the interaction that demonstrated that VEKL 7 and Kevin's biblical discussions are completely philosophically incompetent. Okay, what? Peter, this is just a human. He is a fallible human, and a bald one, too. But anyway, why are you showing me this? And then he says to me, well, I can't let you in through these pearly gates because of this man's opinion of you. And I just started laughing. All right, I'm so glad that you guys in heaven do have a sense of humor. This is great because I'm a natural comedian myself. I love comedy. I love to laugh. So I'm so glad that you guys are, you guys, even before I even get through the pearly gates, you guys have a sense of humor. I can't wait to meet Jesus face to face and see what kind of jokes that he might have on the table. So I this is great. I start to walk by. He puts his hand on my chest again and stops me. No, VEKL, I can't let you through the pearly gates. And I was like, wait a minute. Let me just make sure. You're telling me I can't go through the pearly gates because of this comment from this fallible human being who says to the whole world that I'm completely and philosophically incompetent. I can't get to heaven because of this comment. And then Peter looks away and says, listen, are we going to need security? Like, no, man. Listen, I just think that it doesn't make any sense. Keep your voice down. Okay, you don't need to raise your voice. I'm sorry, St. Peter, listen. I just don't understand. Why are you preventing me from getting into heaven because of this comment from Smokey Saint? All right, can you help me? Can you help out, brother? It doesn't make any sense. See, come on, you guys are joking. I start to walk by, and then here comes, Gabriel and Michael. They just, grabbing my arms, and I just, hey man, hey, get your hands off me, man. Listen. I'm not putting my hands on Peter. All right, we're just having a casual conversation, and just please take your hands off me. All right, I just want to get through the pearly gates. All right, and I don't think that it makes any sense for me to be salvifically hindered, because of some guy on earth named Smokey Saint who's telling the whole world that I'm completely philosophically incompetent. And now you guys are preventing me from getting to heaven because of this comment. Do you share this opinion? And, they might not say anything. I said, I'm going to ask you again. I'm going to ask the question again, St. Peter. Do you share this opinion of Smokey Saint regarding my intelligence? Michael, what about you? And Gabriel, dude, you can, loosen your grip a little bit. You're way stronger than me. Gabriel, what about you? Do you agree with Smokey here? Oh my gosh, really? It's like that. So I can't get to heaven because you guys, because Smokey Saint, a fallible, finite dummy. Can I use that word up here? But anyway, because he says that I'm completely and philosophically incompetent, so I can't get into heaven. Really? All right, that's fine. All right, so let me just go back to earth and start all over again. No, Mr. VEKL, it's too late. It's appointed once for man to die, and then after that, the judgment. Wait, so what do you? So wait. So what are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to tell me? Yeah. That's the second scenario, folks. So I bring up those, and I'm doing this in jest because we're having a good time. It's my day off, and I have no obligations today. So, and I'm probably not going to do a stream for very long, but I will open up the room. But I had to address this to show everyone the utter futility. I gave you those two little ridiculous skits to demonstrate the utter futility of comments such as the one that you see on the screen. And the thing that really makes me laugh about this is that this is coming from a non-believer, a person who has recently openly rejected the faith. Now, this is not a genetic fallacy, folks. Because the reason why it's not a genetic fallacy that I'm making is because, first of all, I have never claimed to be completely philosophically astute. I'm very transparent with the limitations of my brain activity regarding things like, certain areas of intelligentsia, philosophy and stuff like that. I've been very, very open about that. Okay. This is why I speak more about faith than I do in those particular areas. I am not ashamed to hand over to other believers of Jesus Christ, who God has called to tackle on certain areas of debate. Okay? I have no problem with that whatsoever. You want to know why? It's because I am not so proud, like apparently this guy is, that I have to go around and make everybody be convinced of how smart I actually am, of how intelligent I am. It's not an issue with me. I don't care how dumb people think I am. I really don't. And apparently this bozo here, Smokey Saint, doesn't think so either. He doesn't know that. So he thinks that by him tagging me in this comment, that this is going to, in some way, shape, or form, help me not sleep like a baby. Which I did, actually. I slept very well, which is why I'm doing this stream right now. But he also acts as if this is going to have some sort of major repercussions in my life in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, imagine me getting fired from my job because of this comment by some random bozo on the internet who thinks that I'm completely philosophically incompetent. Imagine me going to work. My job says, I try to swipe in with my badge and then it gives me an error signal. I'm like, okay, maybe I didn't swipe it the right way. Dang. And then I go to the security, the guy at the security desk. You know who you are. And I say, hey, bro, my badge is not working. He says, let me check something real quick. Goes through the database and he says, VEKL, you apparently your access has been revoked. What are you talking about? It's Monday. I got to work. Yeah, you can't work today. You actually have been fired. They let you go. What do you mean? What are you talking about? What did I do? They said, oh, here's a note. So did you check your email? No, I didn't check my email. Well, here's a note. They said, in case that guy VEKL tries to come in, let him know that he can't come into the building because he is fired. Well, does it say why I'm fired? And they say, yeah, there's a picture of Smokey, of some guy named Smokey Saint, who posted something on YouTube talking about your incompetence on philosophy. I'm like, oh my gosh. Are you serious? So you mean to tell me you're firing me because some bozo named Smokey, the fallen saint, the former saint, has openly criticized me in the world, talking about my incompetence on philosophy? Really? So that's why I'm being fired from my job? Really? And the guy just, the security guard just looks at me like, shrugs his shoulder, head tilted. And says, I'm sorry, man. I don't know what else to tell you. Listen, I don't make the rules here. I just enforce them. And I just like, oh man. So I lost my wife. I lost my daughter. I lost my salvation. I lost my job. Why? Because some bozo named Smokey Saint, who will never, ever, ever have any type of effect in my life, has felt the need to, out of utter futility, by the way, to proclaim to the entire universe that VEKL is a completely philosophically incompetent person. See, so again, those three scenarios: me losing my job because of this statement, me losing my salvation because of this statement, me losing my marriage and my daughter disowning me because of this statement. None of that is real, and none of that will ever happen. And so the reason why I'm elaborating on the futility of comments like this is to encourage Christians who go against this bozo and bozos like him, including some of his sycophants. Do not be discouraged. I know I'm kind of preaching to the choir because most of you who are at odds with this bozo, you're not affected by this anyway. In fact, most of you, for the majority, you probably make one comment and then you just leave it alone. Well, I'm normally one of those type of people too. I normally just leave it alone and give it a comment. As a matter of fact, as you can see, I did post one thing. I said, boring, who cares? And why did I say that? Because that's honestly the value of this comment that's been made public. It really is boring. It really is boring. But I think the most important thing is what it demonstrates is this pride. The pride that this individual has. Because he is so hell-bent on receiving the praises of men, receiving a pat on the back, receiving congratulations for people whenever he thinks that he is, decimated one of his so-called enemies. I'm not Smokey's enemy. He's made me his enemy. And the reason why he's made me his enemy is because, well, it's real simple, folks. I won't bend the knee. I won't bend the knee. You could do the research. You'll see that I've never made any comment about his family. Never made any comment about, as far as him being accused of pedophilia and stuff like that, him being Josh and all that other stuff. That wasn't my shtick. That wasn't my shtick. I think there was one time I did actually admit, this was previously my old channel, where I did kind of start to publicly agree, but I still didn't come to anything concrete because it's just an area I'm not going to touch. And the reason why I'm not going to touch, well, is I don't have to touch on it because it's not my business, first of all. And secondly, even before all this popped up, I've already said publicly that I wouldn't fellowship with this guy anyway, even back when he was a professing Christian. I said that I wouldn't fellowship with him. Why? Well, because, yeah, I listen, just because we have disagreements on certain areas, it doesn't mean that I have to say that somebody's not saved. But because of his incredibly foul mouth, and his abusive language towards people who oppose him, just because we have disagreements on certain areas, it doesn't mean that I have to say that somebody's not saved. I just this is a person who I cannot fellowship with seriously on a corporate level. Just because we have disagreements on certain areas, it doesn't mean that I have to say that somebody's not saved. Just because we have disagreements on certain areas, it doesn't mean that I have to say that somebody's not saved. Just because we have disagreements on certain areas, it doesn't mean that I have to say that somebody's not saved. Just because we have disagreements on certain areas, it doesn't mean that I have to say that somebody's not saved.